Okay, welcome to the 10-10-10 Wellness Warriors team call. So this evening we're going to do 10 minutes of a testimony or a few. Talk about a product or two highlighted, and then our guest business speaker for our call tonight is Stacey Porritt, who's going to talk to us about connection through events. So I'm really excited about that. But let's get started first. My name is Stacy, and I have been with Plexus for 4 years now, this month actually, on the dot in just a few days here. Um, I
Oh,
think
wow.
I added that up. It was something like 1,400 days that I have been taking Plexus products nonstop. I have not missed one single day, whether I was sick, going through surgery, whatever it was. I have not missed a single day of my products. And obviously, there's a big reason for that because I have found so much benefit to them in so many ways. At this point in my Plexus journey, I feel like it's more about my overall health, my lab work, all the things than the things that I actually came to the products for, that are still amazing, but I've just gotten so much more out of them than I ever expected. So when I first started, I came for digestion issues, constant bloat and gas and uncomfortableness every single time I ate. I tried all kinds of elimination diets, the FODMAP diet, which is an extreme restriction diet. And although they kind of helped, nothing really got to the root of the issue. Um, I also had a lot of hormonal issues. I was hypothyroid. I had lots of menstrual pain and ovarian cysts, um, along with obviously, as women, we're always thinking about our weight and the puffiness in our bodies. And so I came to Plexus for all those reasons, and every single one of them has improved tremendously. I was actually 6 months of consistency able to wean off of my thyroid medication. My energy skyrocketed to the point where I was like, I think I need to have my thyroid checked, because my energy was so high at that point. I wasn't walking around with cinder blocks on my feet anymore, which, if you have ever been hypothyroid, you know how that feels. Um, and I could suddenly eat anything I wanted without feeling that immediate bloat and pain in my abdomen. My periods got better. I was no longer getting ovarian cysts rupturing all the time. The gut health system really evened out my hormones and improved. Like I said, my energy was more even and sustained. I wasn't crashing in the afternoon. Just everything overall. I feel like my skin improved and I started aging backwards. Now, of course, we have this great skin health system, and that's even doing more at this stage of my life for my skin, as far as, wrinkles and bags and all those fun things go. So I can't say enough about the overall health benefits that I've experienced in the last 4 years. I did want to share my screen though and share with you a new testimonial page right in our own accounts that we have access to. So I will share the screen so that you can see what I'm talking about. So if you go into your account, or you don't even have to go into your account, you can just go to the plexusworldwide.com website and you hover over resources, you're going to find a number of new things. And one of them is testimonials, which is a really cool spot where you can actually submit your own testimony. And then if you scroll down, you're going to start to see, let me move my picture. You're going to start to see other people's testimonies. So here's what people are saying about the GLP-1 support system. And then down here, there's a few other testimonies. Let me move my picture again. Sorry. this one over here about Katie, who was using our detox support system, which is Restore, BioCleanse, and Ease. She mentioned it was such an easy routine. She was beyond surprised to have lost inches in her chest, waist, hips, and thighs using that detox support system. And then I can show you this. This is the before, and then you slide it over. That's so much fun to do. And there's the after. And then here is Gina, who did a 3-day reset. She started Plexus products in February and in April did a reset on her birthday. It was so much easier than she had expected. She feels great, had more energy, lost 9 pounds and 5 inches total between her waist and chest, and is on her way now. Isn't that amazing?
Stacy, where did you go to find that? I heard we had this. I just didn't, I missed
Yeah,
the.
under resources. Under
Okay.
testimonials is now under resources.
I must have to go on the US one because I'm
Well,
like, I'm not seeing it, but I might have to go to the US
Yeah.
page.
I also has anyone found it on a phone? Can we only find it on a computer? I tried looking on my phone and did not find a resources tab there.
I will check it out in a minute actually and see if I can get there on my phone because when I highlight the couple of products that I'm going to highlight, I have a couple of videos to show you. So I will definitely look.
Yeah, I found it.
Oh, you did? I love this one too from this testimony from Jen with our new skin health system. 2 weeks, and she had diminished lines in her forehead from the skin health system. And you can see the difference when you put this glider here right in the middle of the diminish of her lines. Look at this, start to finish. Even under her eyes, there's such a difference. Younger, more youthful. I love it. So that's just a really cool page that we now have right under resources on the website that you can find. So I'm going to move on to our product highlight. I thought since we have been talking so much about GLP-1 and gut health and whatnot, that I would highlight a couple of things that have gone by the wayside a little bit. And because I'm in the educational world and talking to parents a lot and families and folks that are still, even this spring, dealing with allergies and ADD and just all kinds of sickness and the change of the seasons, that I would highlight the kids line. So we have, I'm sorry, I keep moving my picture because it's always in my way. So we have a couple quick videos for the science behind X Factor Kids and the Mega Kids. I think that's what it's called. Those two actually work synergistically together, but we're going to hear from Dr. Pacheco. These videos were made when these products came out, so you may hear him say that they are new. In fact, they are not new. They are something we have had for a little while now. But I'm going to hit play and let you take a peek.
So X Factor Kids is a really impressive 2-in-1 supplement. It's a kids multivitamin and probiotic. And not only does it have 13 essential vitamins, but those vitamins are in bioavailable or bioactive forms. So the child's body can break down those nutrients and the body can more easily absorb and use them. And these vitamins provide benefits parents want, like supporting general health and development, supporting growing bones, teeth, and muscles, and supporting brain function and immune health. And one of the ways that Plexus demonstrates that it's cutting edge and really staying current is that even though the new version, although very similar to the product you already know and love, it now has adjusted nutrients per the updated FDA 2020 regulation.
Did anyone else lose the volume or just me?
Diarrhea,
I was just going to say that.
constipation,
Oh,
all the
can you
while
hear it now?
supporting intestinal yeast balance. So an amazing product. Let's take a more in-depth look at some of the key ingredients. So X Factor Kids delivers highly bioavailable ingredient forms, as I mentioned, for superior absorption. 13 essential vitamins, including folate, vitamin D, which are extremely important, as well as the probiotics. It's gluten-free, vegetarian, non-GMO, no artificial colors, no artificial flavors, no artificial sweeteners or preservatives. And why is this so important? Because we know that studies have shown that, a lot of these artificial substances and things that we find in processed foods and especially in junk food can be very inflammatory to our cells and therefore to us and to our body. So, and guess what? It tastes great, which is half the battle right there, right? It tastes great. So what are the key takeaways from X Factor Kids? Conforms to new updated FDA 2020 regulation. There is now an additional high quality probiotic strain. Some of the potential benefits include supporting general health and development, supporting growing bones, teeth, and muscles, and supporting brain function as well as immune health. It's a great, new and improved, updated X Factor Kids. I'm Dr. Luis Pacheco. Live healthy and live happy as a whole family.
Okay, I'm going to jump right into the next one so we can move things along. Here's the Mega Kids microbiome.
Mega Kids microbiome. Mega Kids microbiome. This is really going to be fantastic. It's a great supplement for children because it's enriched with 1 gram of gut healthy prebiotic fiber. Plus, it also supports healthy brains and eyes with a unique blend of vegetarian plant-based DHA omega-3. Try saying that 3 times fast. It also has lutein and choline from natural sources. In fact, these 3 ingredients are present in breast milk. That's how important they are to growth and development. And something to really keep in mind is that the levels of these ingredients in Mega Kids microbiome is consistent with research when it comes to efficacy and safety to help close those common nutrient gaps. So this new product offers beneficial nutrients for healthy brains, eyes, and cognitive development daily. It's a delicious addition to your child's daily routine. And when we talk about prebiotics, a very common question I get is, hey, Dr. P, well, what are prebiotics and why do we need prebiotics? We know about probiotics, it's those healthy bacteria that have so many beneficial functions, especially in our digestive tract, but which can affect the whole body. But what about the prebiotics? Well, why do we need prebiotics? Well, gut healthy prebiotic fiber helps feed the beneficial microbes, the probiotics in the gut, allowing them to flourish. So that's why it's important that we consume plenty of fiber, healthy fiber. So plenty of vegetables. Let's get the fruit. Let's get healthy fiber sources in our bodies because it helps those probiotics. So another reason why this product really is superior to others. So let's take a little bit of a deeper dive into some of the benefits. So Mega Kids microbiome, as I mentioned, helps support healthy brain and cognitive development, supports growing healthy kids, and delivers DHA omega-3 fatty acids, and get this, in a non-fishy tasting way. And we're going to touch on this a little bit more because we know that's half the battle right there. When you get that fishy taste, sometimes those fishy burps. I know for a lot of children, and my own included, when they were little, they just don't want to take omega-3s after that because they, Dad, it's just too fishy taste. And why is it important? Why is DHA so important? Well, DHA deficiency has been shown to be associated with cognitive function and behavior in young children. And so very, very important. And the fact now it's not fishy tasting is great. Other benefits include providing lutein, which is a very important nutrient that also helps support cognitive function in children, as well as delivering that 1 gram of gut healthy prebiotic fiber per serving. So remember, it's not high in sugar. There's no fishy burps or aftertaste. Really is a fantastic, very nice, very clean product. I'm Dr. Luis Pacheco. Live healthy and live happy as a whole family.
Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing. Um, there are a number of, and I feel like they've added some since I last looked, and I forget to look there, but under that resources tab is the product toolkit, which is where I got those videos from. There are videos, nutritional information packets and whatnot on every single product. So if you're looking for additional information, that's another resource and a spot for you to go. All right.
Can I
We're gonna,
just
yeah, go,
can I just say one thing that stood out to me from the video
please.
was it helps with the X Factor Kids vitamin, 3 strains of probiotic, and it helps with intestinal yeast balance, which is huge because I was always afraid that Probio 5 was the only thing that could help candida overgrowth. But
Mm,
people see immense improvements in their children with those symptoms with the X Factor Kids. And the compliant way of saying candida overgrowth is it helps with intestinal yeast balance.
right.
So I love that. And then the other thing is, and you know this from being working with children, like kids with behavior issues, ADHD, all of those things seriously need omegas. And
Mhm.
so that drink is huge for that. So
Yeah.
don't underestimate, is the take home for me anyway. Don't underestimate the power of those kids products on
Yes.
children. It's not just a good vitamin.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to move into the business portion of the call. If you hopped on to hear some testimonies and get excited about products, we are done with that portion. Feel free to hang out with us. We are going to move on to the business portion now. And before Stacy gets started, real quick, I wanted to share something with you again back under that resources tab that is new. So let me go back here. I think it is, nope, next one over. Okay, under this resources tab, we now have a training hub. This training hub is the location where you can find the full calendar of all trainings for the week, for the month, and so on. So that's any, you can see like the May kickoff call, a lot of these things that are taking place on the Plexus Academy page. But if you keep scrolling down, you'll see the constant ones. Every Monday is the Meet Plexus, and you can click the link to register for them. I love that. So it's a place that we can send folks even when we have potentials that we want to hop on. If they want to take a look at what's coming up this week, you can find the power hours, the Meet the Slim and Trim webinars and whatnot. And eventually what they're going to do is have the replays as well. So it will be a location where you can get the replays. Also, I was gonna go over this a little bit, but I want to give Stacy the rest of the time. But if you want, scroll down to the bottom of this and you can view this month's incentives. So that's also here as well. And there are quite a few incentives, so you might want to check that out. And I'm just looking at my notes. The one last thing I want to say is, that I'm excited about is the Plexus Favorites Pack we can now purchase. It's $16 for VIPs and brand ambassadors, and that's really cool because you get to try all the drinks. So, and you can use that in multiple ways. All right, I'm going to stop sharing and give the floor to Stacy. Thank you.
Okay, so if you are on the gold senior golds call, was that yesterday? 2 days ago? I don't know, someday, 2 days ago. I had been asked to just share, and so they recorded the training. It's 7 minutes, and I had planned to share that, but we also have just watched quite a few videos. So now I'm trying to decide if that's a good idea or a bad idea. Do you have the wherewithal to listen to 7 more minutes? Does that work? Okay. I'm going to share it real quick. I just think that will be easier. Stacy was on that call and had just asked me afterwards if I would be willing to come on here and share. And I know I've done that recently in the last couple of months. But I think this just sparked some different conversation and some different ideas for some people. And so let me play that. And then if we have questions or want to talk through anything, we can do that. So I think I can share. Let's see. I can. Oh, except you know what? Just a second. I forgot to click so you can hear the voice share sound. Okay. And to those of you that were on the call yesterday, I apologize that you're hearing, no, 2 days ago that you're hearing. Hi, everyone. First of all, thank you so much for asking me to do this training, because if I am being honest, it feels a little ironic. For the longest time, I did not do in-person events, like at all. I was very comfortable behind a screen, messenger chats, social media, texting. I really had convinced myself that was enough to build a successful business. And to be fair, it can work. But about a year ago, something shifted for me. I made a decision that I didn't want to build just a business. I wanted to build a community. At the same time, I had started hosting mom retreats for my advocacy business. And what I witnessed in those rooms changed everything for me. Women would walk in as strangers, sometimes nervous, sometimes overwhelmed, and they would leave feeling seen, connected, and inspired. And I remember thinking, this is what we're actually offering. Not just products, not just an opportunity. We're offering real connection. And here's the truth I had to face. Connection is just harder to create through a screen. Again, online has a place. I still use it every day, but there is something different when you put women in a room together. The energy is different. The conversations are deeper. The trust builds faster. And I always say, messenger chats inform, but rooms transform. Now, I want to say something that I think everyone needs to hear. You do not need to wait for your upline to host something. You don't need permission. You don't need a big team. You don't need to be further along. You are capable of creating a space for connection. And honestly, some of the most powerful events I've hosted were simple, small, and imperfect. Let's just say that thing out loud. For a lot of people, the real fear is, what if I plan this whole thing and no one shows up? And if I'm being honest with you, that might happen. It might be 2 people. It might be 1 person. It might be 0 for the first time. But that does not mean it's not working, because here's what I've learned. Consistency builds momentum. And here's the reframe that I want you to hold on to. If 2 people show up, you didn't only have 2 people. You had the opportunity to give those 2 people your full attention, to connect deeply, to listen, to share. And at the end of that time, you quite possibly have 2 people who now trust you enough to say, tell me more. That's powerful. And the more consistent you are, the more people begin to come, the stronger your community becomes, the more your business grows. Now let's talk about what this actually looks like, because I think people assume it has to be something big, and it doesn't. Here are some ideas. Some I've done, some I've seen work really well. You could do a sip and share, which a lot of us probably have seen or at least heard of. Maybe you've done one. Backyard hangouts, a picnic, brunch or breakfast meetups, dessert nights or ice cream outings. You could do a puzzle competition. We actually just did one a few months ago. That was super fun. game night, craft nights where you're helping people create vision boards or doing some crafts, not my thing. Book club or personal growth discussions, self-care Saturdays, morning walks and wellness chats, yoga or stretch sessions, sound baths or meditation gatherings. My friend and teammate Raquel and I last summer hosted a sound bath, and we did it at her pool, and we were all floating, and it was amazing, and it was such a great connection time. Detox or reset kickoff nights, sourdough classes, so good for gut health conversations, meal prep nights, smoothie making workshops, label reading, grocery education, favorite things party. I actually hosted one of those in December. Again, a really fun gathering for the women that joined us. A gratitude night, mom meetups, sharing stories and testimony nights. And here's the key. The activity is just the vehicle. The goal is always the same, connection plus conversation. If you're thinking, okay, but how do I actually do this? Here's the simplest way that I can break this down. Every event needs just 3 things: a welcoming space, that could be your home, a coffee shop, a park, it doesn't matter. A simple plan, don't overcomplicate it. Pick one idea and just go with it. A way to connect, questions, conversation, a shared experience. That's it. Since I have started doing this consistently, I've seen incredible growth in my business. But even more than that, I've built relationships that are deeper and stronger than anything I experienced online alone. And I've watched women find something they didn't even realize they were missing: a place to belong. So here's what I want you to leave with. Don't wait. Don't overthink it. Don't wait until you feel ready. Pick a date. Choose a simple idea. Invite a few women or men and just start, because the magic isn't in having the perfect event. The magic is in the connection that happens inside of it. At the end of the day, we're not just building businesses, we're building spaces where women feel seen, supported, and inspired. And that is something really, really powerful to be a part of.
I love that so much, which is why I asked Stacy to come on here and share it.
So anyway, thank you for watching another video, but I just thought that that was the easiest way to kind of share the pieces and parts that Stacy had asked me to share. I did add more, and we've run out of time. If you want to stay on, I'm happy to stay on after and answer any questions you have or kind of talk through some things with you. But really that's it, you guys. I heard one thing one time about a year and a half ago, and I'm pretty sure it was Emily Roberts that I want to give credit to. And she basically had said, she had a really successful business, but the thing that was missing was her local team. She did not have a local team. And so she made it a point to grow a local team and to really start connecting with people locally. And so that's the decision that I made, because that's really what's important to me. I want the connection part. I want that for myself, and I want that for women here in my area. And so not only now am I building that through my mom retreats and my Bridging the Gap advocacy business, but also now I'm like, oh gosh, if I can do that there and have such an impact there, why can't I do that through our Plexus community? And so that just has strengthened the community that we have and my business. And so my points that were going down, 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 down have been going up. And so it's a testament to, I think, what live events can do and how it can really create that connection. So that's what I wanted to share. Again, you're welcome to stay on if you have questions, if you want to talk through some things or how to get started or what to do. But
I have a question.
Yeah.
So you probably know, I've never hosted a live event, and I've never attended a live event. Um, and I would love to attend because I'm a control freak. I would love to attend one before I host one, but that's not always how it works. But my real question is like, I can host a party, like, but how do I weave in Plexus? Because I'm pretty sure like I'm just afraid it's going to be stupid awkward, or it's going to be like Megan doing a lecture and now we can have fun. Or like, and I don't want it to be like that. Or we have fun and then shit, I never talked Plexus, pardon my French. Like so I guess that has been my hang up.
So that's actually a question that Stacy had when she asked me to come on here and talk. And I'm not sure that I have the perfect answer, but I'm going to share with you kind of what we've done.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, and this was a discussion that Raquel and I had, we had advertised, the sound bath, the floating sound bath.
Mm-hmm.
It never said anything about sampling or sharing the pink drink or any of that. And we were going to just do it. And then we're like, you know what? No, we didn't want to sideswipe people. And
Right.
we kind of talked about that. And that was really just a connection event. So I really
Mm-hmm.
think it is okay to build your community around events that have nothing to do with Plexus. It's not there because you're building that trust. You're building that connection. So when you do say for another event, like I see someone, okay, who is the Wellness Warriors? That's the person.
It's Whitney. It's Whitney. She,
Whitney.
she she put in the chat. It's
Oh,
me,
she
Whit.
said hi, it's me.
Uh,
Okay. Hi,
mhm.
Whit. You've never are like not on the thing, so I thought some random person was just here. We're glad you're here. But so she put like plants, petals, and pink drinks, right?
Mhm.
And somebody had mentioned that. That's such a fun idea. Someone had said on the call 2 days ago that they were going to do plants and pink drink and basically ask people to bring a plant for a plant exchange. Okay, how fun. I
Oh,
used to
okay.
be not a green thumb. Now I am. I love plants. So I would love to do that, right? I'm getting old. And then it also is and pink drink. Like, so you're just gonna have some samples there and it doesn't have to feel weird. But I think this is just my thought, and again, it's a story, probably we're telling ourselves, but as long as I've told people that that's a part of it, or it's a part of the fun name, or it's whatever it is, then go ahead and do it. Or have samples that
Mhm.
people, the other piece of it is, you guys, when you're connecting with people in just a fun way, people are talking.
Mhm.
You're
Yeah.
listening, right? And we're not always listening when people are talking, so we can like pounce and say, aha, that's the reason why, you need what I have. That's not what we're doing. But you're naturally going to be listening, and it doesn't mean you're going to talk about it at that moment. Maybe you are. Or you're going to connect with them after the event and just say, I've really been thinking about it. We had a puzzle competition, and it was just a bunch of women. We put women into teams. We each had the same 500-piece puzzle and 4 tables, and it was ready, set, go. And we did puzzles. We didn't do anything about Plexus, but you certainly could, puzzles and pink drink, right? But we didn't. But you're talking as you're doing this. And so then you can follow up with people the next day and just say, when you were at my house, you had mentioned about being just so exhausted, and I get that. And that used to be me. Do you have any interest in hearing what has changed that for me?
Okay.
So it's just a way, again, it's a way to connect. It's just that genuine connection. And that genuine connection is always going to lead you to a spot where you're able to, maybe it's money. Maybe it's, my gosh, I can't even afford a tank of gas right now to go see my child who's at college or wherever. You know what? I have a solution for that. Are you interested in hearing?
Yeah. Okay. That's super helpful. And that sounds like fun and not like awkward. Get out my charts and explain the gut.
And I will tell you, like, so I have a mom retreat that I'm hosting on Saturday, and it has nothing to do with Plexus, right? It's through my Bridging the Gap advocacy business. But in their gift bags that I've put together, there will be an active and a hydrate and a pink drink. And I will tell them that, these are a few of my favorite things. And it's how I became the best mom that I could be. And so if they want to give them a try, great. If they don't, pass them on to somebody who does. But so they will be a part of that. And that's not something that I warn people about. It's just there. And so Janelle said, did you see what she said? You
I
could.
did. I did a nerd night. And I like that. I'm like, oh, everybody could bring a book that they love for a book exchange.
Yeah.
Nerd night. Yeah.
You guys really, it's just, and Raquel and I had talked about it and we were doing a really good job at it. And then I dropped the ball because of traveling and our trip and different things, but I want to get it going again. Really just once a month, we're gathering women. And, we had some of the same people coming and we did it for like 3 or 4 months. And I want to get it rolling again. But once you start it, right, people are just expecting it and they're excited to keep coming and connecting with those same people and bringing a friend the next time too. So it just keeps growing that community. And that's, I think, really what this is about.
Yeah, Stacey, I didn't think about it after the training. I was so excited and my brain was going a mile a minute. And so I was like, oh my gosh, how do I incorporate the pink drink and how do I talk about this and whatever. But now that I've reflected and watched this again, I recommend everybody watch her training again. I'm thinking I'm already doing that. And it's just a process, and I just need to be patient and let it happen. I'm doing that with my Built Strong classes.
Yeah,
I meet twice a week with a group of women
right.
for strength training, and half of them have regulars, and half of them are in my Slim and Trim chat. So
Yeah, you are.
and then there's others that aren't, of course, but I mean, it's a way that I'm connecting with folks and I'm learning more about them in person, about their families and what's going on, and gives me more of an opportunity to say, hey, what do you think? So I didn't even think of it. I just was compartmentalizing like
Yeah.
plexus, strength training, but
And that's so true. And that was again the same thing with like the mom retreats or, working with moms in the advocacy business and piece. I mean, I'm learning so much about them, right?
mm,
And so it just kind of led me. And I think so many times we do compartmentalize and we're like, well, that
yeah,
can't, but yeah, actually it can. Because
right.
really this whole thing is about connection.
Hmm.
So if you are connecting with women or men in some format, right,
Yeah,
it does allow you at some point to have that conversation.
right.
Because again, and naturally, right, you're having that conversation naturally because it comes
Yes.
up in conversation. And when somebody trusts, and I said this, I think on the training, but the bottom line is that you have to connect with people to sell them something.
Yes.
And I'm learning that based on our timeshare, right? We have a timeshare and we go to these things. And so I've been around a lot of salespeople in the last couple of months. And
Hmm.
some of them are trying to strong arm you and like degrade you and like, how in the world can you come and listen to my thing and not do this? And you're wasting my time. And I'm like, but listen, like I'm in sales. And that is not how you sell something to somebody. Like, even if you only have an hour with me, you connect with me, you get to know me, you allow me to trust you. And then guess what? That's actually who I bought from 3 years ago. Someone who did just that. So I think when we think about it that way, I mean, we can say all the things we want to say, but we're selling a product, we're selling an opportunity, and we're offering a really incredible community. But in order for people to even hear or listen to what it is we have to offer, they have to trust us and they
Hmm.
have to know that we have a connection with them. So,
Yeah, I love that. True.
That's helpful. Thank you.
Hmm.
um,
Where did you share that? Where was this senior gold call?
so there's what is it called? Journey to Jewel Facebook group. And
Yeah,
once a month, I think, is it once a month? I believe there's
I don't know.
a ruby senior ruby call and there's a gold senior gold call. And so
Mhm.
Robin Torres had asked me to share on but it's so hard, you guys, as you could see how awkward, right? Because I'm used to talking and looking at people.
And they give you a script.
No, there was no script.
Oh, okay.
Well, I made a script and I hate that, but I knew I had, this amount of time and I needed to make sure it worked.
Mhm.
But when you're just talking to the camera,
Screen.
I I have to actually look up at my camera, which is so weird because I never do that.
Mhm.
I'm always looking at people.
Right.
So that's why I said, can I jump on? And when the dumb recording's done playing, can I then just talk to people? So that's what I did. Janelle? Oh, wait, you're muted.
You're muted, babe.
I thought I unmuted myself, but here I am. The recordings for those, you guys, I put it in my team page, but also it's in the training hub. So if you go to the website and go to training hub, those recordings will be there. You just type in register and it'll start playing the recording. So,
Oh, cool.
and for the question about how to get it on the iPhone or the phone, I did it for iPhone. I put it in my stories and there's a link in the chat. So that to find the resources and testimonial page on the phone. I did it
Okay.
real quick.
And the other thing, if you just want that portion that I did for any reason, Robin had sent it to me, and that's what I just played for you. Other than that, they're going through all of the things beforehand with the incentives. And so if you want just that for any reason, just let me know and I can send you that.
Awesome.
And Stacy did send me, I had asked her to send me that beautiful list of ideas. I'm sure she could share that if someone is
Well,
interested.
I can put it on somebody remind me and I can put it, or Stacy, you could put it underneath the recording.
The recording, yeah, because that was a really great idea list.
Yeah, thank you.
Oops.
Good
All
to see
right.
you all.
I'm
Thanks.
going to stop
Thank you, guys.
recording. Thank you all so much. This was an incredible training, and it was great to see all your faces.
Thank you.